move on to Truworths, which incorporates the Truworths Man, YDE, Identity, and Daniel Hechter brands.
Exactly. So they're out with news this morning with this regarding a potential acquisition of an international player in this same space in the UK, I think. But it's certainly one of the best established clothing retailers of the group and pretty solid market cap there as well.
37 billion rand, dividend yield here of 4.7 and price to earnings ratio of 14.5. A lot cheaper than the likes of Mr. Price and Woolworths, but there is a reason for the fact that it is under par.
Bottom, you took the words right out of my mouth. Go back a few years ago, this really was the yardstick of the industry. Excuse me, the one by which all other stores were measured. Things have changed, and notably in the unsecured credit space. This was largely a credit retailer, and kind of still is. And they've been trying to get more and more of a cash element to it. That's the first point. Secondly, they've been assailed by the foreigners coming in, notably by Zara. Truworths has seen in relation to many of these foreign retailers as being quite expensive, and I think they've lost a bit of market share because of that. Just on Paul's point, they bought a thing. They made a non-binding offer for a company called Office Retail in the UK, mid-priced shoes. I think really they should be trying to get their house in order in South Africa before they go offshore and making things like this. That disturbs me a bit. I must be honest with you about it. So I think Truworths, they've got a succession plan in place. They've got a new French guy taking over from Michael Mark, whose main experience, from what I can gather, is more in the budget area. So I think I see a lot of problems for Truworths. Great company, well managed, but going through a bit of a transition period at this point in time.
Paul, do you echo the concerns that Chris has put on the table?
Look, I think the fact is not only do we have Topshop and Zara, but there's also H&M coming, which is a big player globally, and they're opening some mega stores, one I think in Gauteng and one in Cape Town. So I think it's going to get sharper for everyone. And so everyone's going to have to up their game because, it's all about what people are talking about in social media.
And being price competitive. As you say, if they are seen as relatively expensive compared to the likes of Zara, Cotton On even, then you've got an issue.
Look, the new guy, his name is Jean-Christophe Garbino. He was at a French retailer called Kiabi, which I looked at the pictures of the stores. You're right, they do look like all these others, bright. Lots of people milling around inside. So I guess he's going to be fine, although they're going to keep Michael Mark on a month-to-month basis, it seems, while they manage the transition.
But
so
he's long been part of the Truworths story, Michael Mark.
Michael Mark's an ex-Woolworths guy, but he was there at the helm of Truworths from like 1995 or something to 2013, 2014.
Let's have a look at the share price. There we go. So a choppy performance, to say the least.
Yeah, and the credit book blowout when African Bank went down and all that is in that 2013, 2014 period. And of course, they saw for the first time a bit of stress in their credit book, bit of uptick in bad debt provisions around about that time. And I think that did disturb some people. But, I don't know, they've got a lot of strengths, got a lot of store in place. They've been doing bolt-on acquisitions like Earthchild and Nachi for the kiddies and so on. So,
hot or not?
No, I think it's going nowhere slowly.
Hot or not?
Okay, I'll go with not hot too. I think they do probably have quite a lot to prove before they're back in favour.